Ethan is usually the first person in, and he's not here today. That is unusual. All righty. There he is. All right. Okay. I think I only had two people who actually sent me their stories. But what I want you to do is add a picture to it. So I'm going to show you in a second what I want to do. Okay. All right. So almost everybody's here. Okay. The usual stragglers are still late, but I'm going to go ahead and get started anyway. All right. So I'm going to give you a link to the Nearpod. I want to give you kind of an introduction to that topic that I asked you to work on. We're going to watch a short video, and then I want you to share what you have done, and then give you a chance to read what others have done. So you were to pick one island, and um, hopefully everybody will. I should have assigned everybody an island. That way we guarantee that everybody does something different. But that's okay. I've already didn't do that, so we're going to leave it as is. And so whatever you picked, that's what you post. So the two of you who have already sent your story to me, just go back and look at it. You don't have to change it. I'm not going to regrade it or anything. But for the purpose of sharing, I want you to go back and find some pictures to add to it. All right, I'm about to give you a link. My computer is very slow this afternoon. Okay. There we go. There it is. All right, so that's the link to the Nearpod. And before you do that, let me show this video. This is a short video that I want to show. And then we're going to look at your assignment. And then I'm going to give you a chance to upload. So hold on, don't do anything with the Nearpod yet. Just hang in there with that. Oops, share this. I was trying to add the video to the Nearpod, work on that, but it was time for class. So I said, let me just let it go and we'll deal with it as is. All righty. So like I said, we're going to watch. Oh, hold on a second. That's not the one. That's not the one I wanted. This one was interesting too, but that's not the one that I needed you to see. just saved it. Okay, let's do it like this. Uh, I just added it. There it is. Okay, so this is so now you know this is also listed in. I've already added it to the playlist, so you can watch it again later if you wish. We're gonna watch it now. Come on. I guess that was it. All right, give me a minute. You all work on your story while I'm doing this, and just give me a minute to make this work because my computer looked like it froze. It's not doing anything. Yeah, there. Okay, yeah, that was the one. Okay, that was the right one. And maybe sometime today it will play. Here. No. Alrighty. No. All right, so in celebration of Halloween, I've come up with an environmental sign. Where'd it go?
My baby's got a sensitive stomach. Have you tried Hill's Science Diet, Sensitive Stomach and Skin? It's gentle on dogs' tummies and helps nourish their skin and coats. Get a free Hill's dog treat when you spend $50 on Hill's Science Diet dog food.
That was the right video. I didn't short, so it won't take, it took me longer to find it than it was to, but that was the right one.
Well, we are here at Fort James Jackson. The Savannah River is behind me. To this direction is the city of Savannah, and this way is the Atlantic Ocean. So when we talk about the early history of Georgia, we really can't talk about that without talking about Georgia's barrier islands. There are 14 barrier islands that count as the outer barrier islands for Georgia. Coastlines generally have barrier islands, so they go all the way down the east coast of the United States along the coastline. Georgia's barrier islands are sometimes called the Golden Isles or the Sea Islands, and geographically they're made of sand and they have sand ridges, and they're constantly being changed by wind and water. So tides, storms, and anything like that will change the shape.
Don't you just love buffering?
Shape of those islands, but they will always be there sort of protecting the coastline from weather and from erosion. They generally are separated from the mainland by about 4 to 6 miles of salt marsh, and sometimes that can include woods, like marine woods, things like that. And they're pretty diverse as well. Like some islands will have more sandy beach and other islands will have more woods, just depending on the location and how the weather is in those areas. Now, the barrier islands here in the southern United States, especially ones by Florida and sort of the southern Georgia barrier islands, in the early days before European colonization, you're going to have Native Americans living there. Generally, in the northern part of Georgia, or what is now Georgia, you would have Muskogee-speaking creeks and then Timucuan-speaking creeks as you move further south. Now, as early as the 16th century, there is a Spanish colonization in the barrier islands. They use it for mission work, and they do spread a Catholic religion there to the Native Americans, but it's also a way for them to sort of bring the native peoples into Spanish colonialism. So there's a little bit of a conflict between the Spanish and the English a little bit later on.
Okay. Like I said, it took me longer to find it than the video lasted. So what I want to do now is to look at the Nearpod. So what I did in the Nearpod was to give you a list of those islands. So let's do it like this. And if you haven't already selected one, so I have 7 islands listed for you. So again, you need to know that in general, the islands are called either the, in addition to being the barrier islands, they are the Georgia Sea Islands or the Golden Islands. And I've given you a list of them and their descriptions. So if you haven't picked one yet, these are those. So go through and read those. This weekend, I had the opportunity to go to Tybee Island. And one of the things we noticed while we were there is on the beach, because of the storms, you had this shelf where the ocean had just wiped away half of the beach. And so there was a big shelf between the land and another area of beach where the water actually was. All right, so read through those. And I don't think I put this as, did I put this as, let me go back and make sure I didn't put this as teacher guided, because what I need for you to do on this page is to post your story. Okay, so if you haven't written your story yet, so all that it says up here is the same assignment that you have in Canvas, except I rewrote it so that you will add, oops, it's missing. You should add some, part of the thing is missing. Add pictures to your story and then post it here. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna come out and part of this is missing. But let me go back and So let's look at, so in your Canvas, you had an assignment. So let me come back here. This was your assignment in Canvas. So I want you to still take that assignment, but now I want you to add at least 2 pictures to it. I didn't ask you for pictures before, but add 2 pictures to it. Pick one of those 7 islands if you haven't already picked one, and then post your story in the Nearpod so that everybody can share. Because since you're all not doing the same story, I want you to see what people say about the other islands. All right. Let me look real quick. I think it's Ethan and somebody else had completed theirs. So Ethan, if you could, Ethan, William, and Ayana, if you could just take the story that you already have, add some pictures to it, and then post it on the Nearpod, please. So, and if you haven't done it yet, uh, let me see what these, because these were different. So let me tell you what not to do so that we can have some diversity. Okay, so Ethan did Jekyll Island. So if you haven't started yet, don't do Jekyll Island. And William did Cumberland Island. So don't do Cumberland Island if you haven't picked one yet. And Ayana, you did Egg Island, which wasn't one on my list, but that's okay. Yes, you can. Van, you can do that. So you don't have to pick the ones that she said there were 14. I gave you a list of 7, the most popular ones that we know. But if you picked an island other than the 7 that I put in the Nearpod, that's wonderful. So Egg Island is good. Don't pick Egg Island. Van wants to do Wolf Island. Don't pick that. So anybody else have a island? So again, those islands are taken. Do something else. All right, the 3 of you who have already completed yours, just go back and pull yours up, find 2 pictures, add to your story, and post it on the Nearpod. And that way we have a gallery, and everybody, once they've been posted, take a few minutes to read somebody else's. Deborah's going to do Sea Island, so nobody else do Sea Island. Okay. All right, so Wolf Island, Egg Island, Sea Island, Jekyll Island, Cumberland Island, those are taken already. Don't do those. Kamari's doing St. Simon. All right, so don't do St. Simon. That one's taken. Who else? Sadie, what you gonna do? Sadie, Jada, what y'all gonna do? And are y'all able to navigate the Nearpod without me? Because I didn't do student mode. So you cannot? Okay, so I will close it and send it back. All right, let me take that out. Say yes. Do you want to leave this session? Yes, I do. All right. All right, so Sadie and Jada, y'all still haven't told me what you're gonna do. All right, I need to do it student paste. I will send you a new link for the student paste. All right, there you go. All right, so that one is student paste. So that'll allow you to go in and look at the introductory slides that describe each of the islands. Come on. All right, so nobody has done Sapalo Island. Sapalo Island was in the news the other day. So somebody's done Sea Island, Jekyll Island, Cumberland Island. Yes, somebody has Cumberland Island. Do Sapalo Island, Sadie. As I was just saying that nobody's done that one. Grover Island, nobody has that either. So of the ones that I put up, St. Simon Island is taken, Sea Island is taken, Jekyll Island, Cumberland Island is taken. Nobody's doing Tybee Islands, Sapalo Island, and okay, Grover Island is okay. All right, so everybody has a different island. That's good. That's wonderful. Okay, so like I said, Sapalo Island was in the news recently because you have to take a ferry to get there, and the bridge recently collapsed, and some folks died. So the that one, like I said, has been in the news recently. All right, so what I'm going to do is let you work on that. Again, to the page that the collaborative page, once you've got your story done, you've answered all your questions, so let me pull those questions up again. You want to make sure that you have out. All right, you want to talk about the species conservation. So what are the species that are on your island? What is the impact of climate change to your island? And what management techniques are in place on your island? Add some pictures of some of these species on your island. Okay. All right, so everybody good? Everybody knows what to do? All right, so that's due today. That's due today. That's a today activity. Now, the slide after that. So once you've completed that and you've had a minute to read somebody else's, then the next slide asks you to, and if you've ever been to one of these, you can talk about that. But the next slide asks you to discuss which of the islands would you like to visit and why? Okay, so you do need to answer that one. And then you're done. Okay. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go try to fix that question on the Nearpod because it should discuss the relationship between, it should say discuss the relationship between species conservation and the impacts of climate change and management. So it should continue with what you have in Canvas. It should say the same thing. I don't know where this sentence went. But the instructions should be the same as the ones in Canvas, except I add a picture. All right, so as soon as you're done, go ahead and upload, like the three of you who are already done, all you should be doing is adding a picture and then uploading your document to the collaborative board. All right, so I'm looking at who's logged in. I know y'all are probably working on your story, but make sure that you have the code for the Nearpod. I only have Deborah, Sadie, and Van that are logged into it right now. So I will put that code back in to make sure that everybody has it. Hmm. I did try to go and fix the instructions, but it didn't edit. It didn't save. All right, it wouldn't let me edit I think you can only have so many words in the instructions. So I put the instructions up on the board again. So it says pick an island, discuss the relationship between the species, conservation, the impacts of climate change, and the management of the coastal ecosystem. Include 2 pictures. View each other's post before going to the next slide. All right. Now what you can do is click on the magnifying glass. It expands it. And like right now I have Egg Island is already posted. So you want to look at that one. So right now there's just one posted. And okay. So click on it, read it. When somebody else's pops up, read theirs. Mm, interesting. Yeah, I think I ran into that problem with trying to put the instructions in that there is a word limit. All right, let me see what I can do about that. Can you put it as two, can you break it up as two different posts? All right, if you run into the fact that it's giving you a word limit, can you put your post up, maybe separate your picture from um, your story and see if that works? Because I think that's the issue I had with the instructions. So that's why I had to post the instructions on the board. All right, is everybody listening? Ben ran into the problem of it wouldn't let him post in the Nearpod because it was too long a story. So if you can do it, separate it as two posts, do that. Maybe send your pictures separate to um, your first post. Van, try that and let me know if that works. So, um, all right, Jada and Ayana, if you have extra time too, you have not logged into the AP Classroom to do the biodiversity activity. So I have no scores for you there. So please, if you've finished with this, log into the AP Classroom. Is it you? Yeah. Yeah, Jada, and Ayana. Deborah, you had a missing score for biodiversity 2.1. And who else? Ah, okay. Um, all right, just do what you can with two posts. You must have did a really good study. Just post two. I'll deal with the grade in Canvas, but you could just post two things or post what you feel is important to know, and we'll leave it at that. So no, I don't want you to do 10 posts. So what because um, it might be how you do it. Do it, Okay, I think what she did was she created a slide and then posted it as a picture rather than a Word doc, and rather, so she posted an image. That's what she did. She created it as a PDF and posted it as an image. That's how the one that's up is done. So you might need to do that. Okay. All right, so folks, that's what you might have to do. You might have to create like a PDF and make it a picture and then upload just the picture of your pictures and the story together. So I'm thinking that's what the other person did. So Ethan. Okay, Sadie, give me a minute. All right. Yeah, you need to upload it to Canvas. All right, so folks, in addition to uploading it to, because we're sharing, so the purpose of doing it on the Nearpod is so that we can share, but you need to upload it to Canvas for a grade, so make sure you do that. That's important. Upload it to Canvas, Canvas, that's where it's getting graded. The purpose of the Nearpod is to share. All right, Ayana, that was you who did Egg Island. How did you do that? Are you there? You did it on She did it on Canva. Okay. Okay. All right, and you all might need to do that too. Create it as a picture document and upload it as a picture. But again, if you haven't uploaded when you haven't uploaded it to Canvas, because that's where it's getting graded, make sure you do that as well. All right, so did everybody hear that? The one that's already uploaded is Egg Island. And how she did that is she created a Canva document. And that's how she got that loaded on the Nearpod. Okay. You don't have to do it like that for Canvas, the grading upload. You don't have to do it like that for there. Although if you do it for one, you could upload the whole document. It doesn't matter. but just make sure you do upload it to get the grade. So if you already uploaded it in Canvas, don't change it, but do upload the other document to the Nearpod. There we go. All right. All right, now this one, the person who just uploaded this last one, and I was hoping that the names would show up, but it's not showing. Your title is missing, so we don't know which island this is. Technology is a wonderful thing. But as they say, where there's a will, there's a way. Mm. Okay, Van, I see that was you. You did the same thing on the one you uploaded to Canvas. You didn't put a title on it. Okay. Ariana, which one are you doing? I'm trying to make a list. Okay, thank you. Because I have 3 people who are out and I don't want them to do what you've already done. Okay. Wow. Looks like we're out of time. So keep working on it. All right. Thank you, Van. I see you fixed that. All right. So keep working on it. I'll pull this back up tomorrow and we'll post and we'll finish this discussion tomorrow. It's 1:30 already. I think they're similar, Kamari, but nobody, um, either way, nobody else is doing St. Simon. So if you do St. Simon or Little St. Simon, it's okay. Alrighty. All right. So again, if you could create it like they did as a Cami post, that would be wonderful. And then when you're ready to look at them, you just hit the little magnifying glass and make it bigger. And so you could get a read on what they did. Okay. All righty. I'm good if you are.